Welcome to our 2026 Truth in Tuition hearing. My name is Greg Kratz. I'm Director of Communications for Academic Affairs, and I'll be moderating today's hearing. And thank you very much for joining us. The University of Utah holds a Truth in Tuition hearing every year. The annual meeting is a required step in the process for Utah System of Higher Education institutions to gain approval for tuition and fee adjustments for the upcoming academic year. This presentation is designed to be transparent in explaining proposed tuition and student fee increases and to gather feedback from students to be shared with the Board of Trustees. After the hearing, the Board of Trustees will vote on the proposed adjustments, followed by the Utah Board of Higher Education. This year, we will hear from Mitzi M. Montoya, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Alex Rose, President of ASUU, Kimmy Adamson, Associate Vice President of Finance for Academic Enterprise, Paul Cohn, Senior Vice Provost for Strategic Enrollment and Student Success, Lori McDonald, Vice President for Student Affairs, Jennifer Reed, Associate Vice President, Auxiliary Services, and Denise DeCoit, Senior Director, U Career Services. Also joining us today is Bob Carter, Executive Vice President for Health Sciences. At the end of the presentation, we will answer a few questions from our audience that were submitted ahead of time and in the webinar Q&A. As we get started, I'd like to ask each of our presenters to please introduce yourselves at the start of your segment. And I will turn the time now to Provost Montoya, who will talk about the value of a University of Utah degree.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you to everyone for being here. It's my privilege today to talk about what makes the University of Utah special. It's our goal to provide students access to a top-tier education that is a great value and prepares you for a successful life. We're always looking carefully at the balance between the cost of attending the U and what students gain from being here. In today's economy, certainly every dollar you spend is a sacrifice, and we are very mindful of that. We also consider the overall cost of attending the U compared to our national peers. So for example, when compared to the Association of American Universities, that's the national group of elite research institutions that include the U, we have the lowest in-state and out-of-state tuition in the West. Our in-state tuition is more than $2,000 lower than the next closest AAU member in the West. Meanwhile, our out-of-state tuition is almost $2,000 lower than the next closest AAU member. But that said, we know a price tag is still a price tag. And today, we'll be talking about some of the specific benefits that students receive with their investment both in and outside the classroom. So I want to talk a bit about grad rates and median earnings. Earning a college degree or credential helps students build networks, develop both technical and durable skills, have interesting opportunities, pursue their passions, and forge a foundation of critical thinking. But it also has financial benefits for students, that is the return on that investment. In 2023, you can see the national median earnings here of how we compare to other universities. The national median earnings were $67,849. That's 74.9% higher than the median earnings of those who completed a high school degree, which is around $38,800. That's according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The median earnings of a University of Utah graduate 6 years after graduation is just over $67,000. You can see that's higher than all of the public institutions in Utah. The U also has the highest graduation rate among Utah's public institutions. So how are we meeting demands? We help prepare students to be hired for high-demand jobs that are essential in the economy right now. For example, we award more STEM degrees than all of the other public institutions in Utah combined. As a result of partnerships with the university and investments from the legislature in engineering, computer science, and math, growth in engineering employment in Utah has significantly outpaced the rest of the U.S. With a focus on serving our state and community, we create pathways for students to be successful and impactful in their preferred career, from social work and education to fine arts and economics and every single thing in between. So what are the benefits of attending a research university? Well, out of all of the public universities in Utah, the U funds the majority of the research. Our overall research expenditures were $734 million in fiscal year 2025. That year, our faculty generated over $780 million in grant funding, which is on our way to achieving $1 billion in research grants. Our research boosts the economy and creates jobs. Research matters in that it can create life-changing technology, it has an impact on our local and national economy, and it can be used to address immediate local issues like the Great Salt Lake and how to transfer renewable energy. As a research university, we have tremendous opportunities for undergraduates across campus to get involved in research with paid research opportunities. The Office of Undergraduate Research supports thousands of students every year, working with nearly 500 faculty representing fields across nearly all disciplines. 94% of students who participate in paid research opportunities at the U graduate within 6 years, and 64% of them graduate within 4 years. When participating in research, students gain durable skills that serve them well when applying for future jobs or graduate work. 78% of University of Utah students who participate in research land a job in the state of Utah within a year after graduating, and 25% of our undergraduate research funded students pursue graduate education. Our students have access to some of the greatest thought leaders and nationally renowned scholars in the world through our faculty. With that said, now we'll hear more from Alex Rose, ASUU President. Alex?
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Rose and I'm the ASUU Student Body President currently. In this role, I get to co-chair the General Student Fee Advisory Board. The advisory board is made up of 9 members, 5 of which are appointed student members and the other 4 appointed members of faculty and staff. The structure of the advisory board was implemented to ensure it was student-led and that students' voices are being heard regarding general student fees. The main purpose of the advisory board is to oversee the process to establish, revise, maintain, or repeal general student fees. After evaluating the general student fees, the advisory board makes a recommendation to the University of Utah Board of Trustees. The board's recommendation consists of 1 fee decrease from last year, and this next slide shows more detail of our review. While student fees fund very important services on campus, we try to avoid increases whenever possible. Here's an overall look at our proposals for this year. The first column reflects the names of each of our 10 general student fees, followed by the current fee per semester. The only change to fees this year will be a recommendation to cut the computing fee by 10%, from $119.45 to $107.56 for 2026 to 2027. This decision was made after a thorough review by the Student Fee Committee. The far right column reflects the board's recommendation. Due to significant changes last year to student fees, the other 9 general student fees are recommended to be maintained as is with no changes. Our general student fees are dedicated to specific purposes, such as building revenue bonds for the Student Life Center and other buildings that benefit students. They also support extracurricular student activities, such as through the ASU activity fee and fine art fee. Additional student services such as computer labs and athletics are also covered. More information on general student fees can be found online by searching for University of Utah General Student Fees. And with that, I'll turn it over to Kimmy to talk about the tuition proposal.
Thank you, Alex. My name is Kimmy Adamson, and I am the Associate Vice President of Finance for the Academic Enterprise. While it isn't a student fee, we did want to make you aware of a change in credit card fees for payments made to the bursar. Effective July 1, bursar payments made by credit card will be assessed a 3% service fee and 4.25% for international cards. This includes mostly tuition, housing, and dining payments. We are making this change based on current economic realities for universities and to bring us in line with all other major universities in the state and across the country. We are providing a no-fee payment method via e-check or automatic clearinghouse. Payment plans are also available. Now let's move to tuition. For the 2026-2027 academic year, which includes summer 2026, fall 2026, and spring 2027, the university is proposing increasing tuition between 1.57% and 5%. The increase means a full-time resident student taking 15 credit hours will pay approximately $85 to $271.22 more per semester. Several colleges are also requesting specific tuition changes, and we will go over those now. There are 3 undergraduate differential proposals that we are submitting this year. Each one of these colleges are experiencing enrollment growth that needs student support, career and professional development investments, and needs for special equipment or space. I'll provide a brief overview of the proposed undergraduate differential tuition adjustments for academic year 2026 and 27 across 3 colleges. the S.J. Quinney College of Law, the College of Health, and the College of Architecture and Planning. First, the S.J. Quinney College of Law is proposing a new $100 per credit hour differential to support the launch of its new undergraduate legal studies program. This tuition model will expand undergraduate instructional capacity and eliminate individual course fees or the need for them, creating greater transparency and predictability for students. This will establish essential staffing and program support, enhance access to high-quality research resources, and help sustain key operations, including the James E. Faust Law Library. Importantly, it will also strengthen career and professional development services and support clear employment pathways connected to the legal profession. Second, College of Health is proposing a new 105 per credit hour undergraduate differential. Since 2022, undergraduate enrollment has grown by 32%, and staffing and instructional capacity have to keep pace. Current student-to-instructor ratios are approximately double the campus average. This differential will support clinical, laboratory, and experiential learning infrastructure, ensure continued compliance with accreditation requirements, and strengthen career placement and workforce alignment. It also supports expansion in high-demand health professions that face significant workforce shortages across Utah. Finally, the College of Architecture and Planning is proposing a $75.68 per credit hour differential. For the Division of Games, this reflects a 10% increase, aligning with the new college-wide rate. This change will eliminate the current $750 per semester program fee for 4 undergraduate programs and replace it with a more transparent tuition structure. For a typical full-time student, the net impact would be approximately $150 increase per semester. The differential supports studio-based and fabrication-intensive programs that require specialized facilities, equipment, evolving technologies, enhanced studio instruction, professional practitioner engagement, and expanded student success and career counseling services. Together, these proposals align tuition structures with instructional needs, infrastructure demands, and workforce priorities while improving transparency and student support. Next, we will discuss the graduate differential tuition request for academic year 2026 to 2027. First, there's 2 business program changes for the full-time Master of Business Administration, Specialty Master programs, Master of Real Estate Development, and Master of Healthcare Administration programs offered both in person and online. Tuition will increase from $1,250 to $1,300 per credit hours. This is a 50% increase or 4%. For the online Master of Business Creation, tuition will increase from $550 to $600 per credit hour, also a $50 increase, which represents just over a 9% change. These increases support continued program quality, faculty expertise, student services, and alignment with market benchmarks, while remaining competitive within peer institutions. Next, the education program. The Educational Psychology Graduate Program will increase from $72.22 to $115 per credit hour. This is a $42.78% increase, or 59.24%. This adjustment helps bring the program more in line with comparable graduate tuition structures. Finally, new programs in engineering and health. The MS in Construction Engineering Certificate offered online is being introduced at $1,300 per credit hour. The Master of Athletic Training offered in a hybrid format will be introduced at $900 per credit hour. Because these are new programs, there are no prior rate comparisons. These tuition levels were set based on market analysis, program delivery model, and the specialized nature of the curriculum. Together, these proposals support program sustainability, competitiveness, and continued academic excellence across colleges. I now want to discuss how we generally use increases. As in years past, we are using tuition increases to support our faculty and students. Specifically, we are focused on improving student success and completion rates. The legislature is again poised to approve a compensation increase for faculty and staff. When compensation increases are approved, the state passes 75% of the funding to us. We then cover the remaining 25% through tuition. A portion of our proposed tuition increase will allow us to match legislative funding for compensation and other mandatory costs. As the session is ongoing, it is still unknown what we will have to match, which is why we have a range. Tuition increases are also generally used to support student services and respond to unforeseen increases in operational costs. Before wrapping up our proposal for tuition adjustments, I want to share an updated graph showing the opportunity cost of delaying graduation. This graph shows the increasing tuition and fee costs and opportunity costs for an undergraduate resident student who graduates beyond 4 years. The opportunity cost, shown in red, is the missed potential for generating a salary with a bachelor's degree because a student is still working to finish their degree. We estimate that $22,700 is the difference between an annual full-time earnings of those with a 4-year degree and those with some college and no degree. So a student who graduates after 7 years will pay $52,500 in tuition and fees, which is $8,500 more than a student who finishes in 4 years. In addition, this same student missed out on the opportunity to earn $68,000 because of the additional 3 years it took to finish their degree. This is a very simple graph showing the opportunity cost for a student who is unable to finish their degree in 4 years. There are certainly other things that could drive the opportunity cost higher, like inflation, missing out on potential benefits packages, or missing out on capturing retirement contributions and starting retirement investment periods sooner rather than later. This is why the University of Utah is emphasizing our commitment to providing resources that are critical to our student success in graduating as soon as possible. Hiring, training, and retaining our amazing faculty and staff, especially in this extremely competitive job market, is part of our investment and commitment to student success. Finally, there are 2 important dates to keep in mind regarding the tuition approval process. Our tuition and fee recommendations will be made at the University of Utah Board of Trustees meeting held on March 10th. Then on March 27th, the Utah Board of Higher Education will review requests and make their decision on approval. I now turn the time to Paul Cohn to talk about enrollment and financial aid.
Thank you, Kimmy. I'm Paul Cohn, Senior Vice Provost for Strategic Enrollment and Student Success. This slide provides data on total enrollment at the U, and as you can see, overall enrollment has been on an upward trajectory across the last decade. As noted in the previous slide, the U has experienced steady increases in overall enrollment. The data on this slide demonstrated what a 1% growth from last year would look like for the graduate student population as well as for undergraduates, and then a combined projected growth overall. Actual enrollment changes may vary. In terms of scholarships and financial aid, the U works hard to ensure students have access to a range of financial aid options. In 2024-25, students received more than $398 million in all forms of financial aid, of which more than $150 million in scholarship assistance. As the data on the slide indicates, more than 33,000 students completed the FAFSA, which is the primary application for determining eligibility for a range of types of scholarships and financial aid. Also noted is that 74% of new first-time students receive scholarships and grant assistance, and nearly 2/3 of that is from institutional scholarship funding. I'll now hand off to Lori McDonald to talk about student services.
Thank you, Paul. I'm Lori McDonald, Vice President for Student Affairs. In addition to what is happening in academic spaces, the U recognizes that students are whole people who need support in a variety of realms in order to be successful in their academic pursuits. We strive to provide a variety of holistic support services for students to use regularly or as they need them. Holistic support includes, but is not limited to, academic resources like libraries and tutoring, health and wellness services like recreation and disability services, and also campus safety, technology, and transportation. This slide lists just a few of the many examples, including the Student Union, the Veteran Support Center, and the Financial Wellness Center. With significant input from students over the past several years, the U has made intentional investments in improving mental health services for students. In addition to increasing the number of counseling professionals in the University Counseling Center, we've been able to offer a 24/7 support app with Mantra Health, which has licensed therapists around the world who speak a variety of languages. We know that individual counseling is not the only resource for supporting mental health, and the U has also invested in providing more skills workshops and mindfulness programs and wellness coaching from health educators and peer mentors. We also have moved several of our health services departments to the same records management system to streamline the student referral process, minimizing the need for students to repeat their stories as they seek specialized care. Please see the website on the slide, studentaffairs.utah.edu/mental-health-resources for more information. We will now turn to Associate Vice President Jennifer Reed to highlight auxiliary services.
Thank you, Lori. My name is Jen Reed. I'm the Senior Associate Vice President for Auxiliary Services and Operations. And in Auxiliary Services, we are committed to providing excellent customer service to students as they learn, live, dine, recreate, and build community on campus. At the campus store, we provide more than a retail experience for the campus community. Our Utah Day One Books Access Program provides students access to their digital and print textbooks prior to the first day of class. Students can pay a predictable price each semester. Course materials are eligible for financial aid. And with this program, students can flex their options and also choose the a la carte option if that suits them better. We work with faculty and the library on campus to provide ease of use directly through Canvas and savings of up to 50%. In support of campus safety initiatives, Commuter Services provides a U-Ride program, providing rides at no charge throughout campus in the evening. We also allow students to park in A permit stalls, which are the closest to the academic center and other high-use buildings after 3 p.m. with their less expensive U permit. Commuter Services has upgraded lighting and surface parking lots and parking garages so that walking to and from parking and classes at night is less stressful. And we have added additional security cameras in these same areas. We have a variety of partnerships that support student success, including our partnership with UTA that allows all students access to UTA rail, tracks, and buses without having to pay fare to ride, and an agreement with Spin to allow students access to scooters on campus. We are also engaged with PepsiCo, our pouring rights partner, who provides internships and job opportunities for students along with product donation for events and support of recycling and sustainability initiatives. In collaboration with our student dining provider, Chartwells, Housing and Dining Programs offers the ability for any student to purchase a dining plan, whether they live on campus or not. These dining plans offer convenient and accessible dining options at retail and all-you-care-to-eat facilities throughout campus. Additionally, for students that desire a meal on the go, the plan offers the ability to pre-order food for pickup from campus locations using the Grubhub mobile ordering platform. I'll now turn the time to Denise DeCoit to talk about student success.
Thank you, Jen. I'm Denise DeCoit, and I'm the Senior Director of U Career Success. Students at the University of Utah are connected to a dedicated career coach from day one. Our early career exploration coaches work with students in their first and second year to support them in career exploration and help them build durable, career-ready skills. These coaches also connect students with early opportunities that set the foundation for future success. In 2025, we offered programs specifically designed for early career students, including Career Jumpstart and Community Champions. Through Community Champions, we placed first and second year students into their first internship with local small businesses and nonprofit organizations. This provided students with meaningful resume building experience while also providing valuable support to our community partners. As students move further into their majors, they begin working with specialized career coaches. These coaches understand each student's major, the skills the students gain in their program, and the wide variety of career paths that our alumni pursue after graduation. These coaches work closely with staff and faculty within each program and provide industry-specific career coaching. You'll often find them presenting in classrooms, hosting drop-in sessions within colleges, and attending program-specific events. Our coaches work with students on career exploration, building a strong resume, job and internship search strategies, interview preparation, and salary negotiation. We love hearing students share how meeting with their career coach helped build their confidence and strengthened their overall career readiness. In addition to one-on-one career coaching, our coaches also deliver a full range of career workshops. We receive requests from faculty, staff, student clubs, and offices across campus to provide workshops tailored to the students that they serve. The demand for these workshops continues to grow, allowing us to reach even more students with career-relevant content. The U Career Success Center offers professional quality resources to our students at the University of Utah. This includes high-quality headshots, video studios with professional sound and lighting for virtual interviews, and a career closet where students can borrow professional clothing for interviews or networking events. And all of these resources are provided to students at no cost. The 2025 graduating class secured successful careers with more than 2,300 different employers, many of whom students met through events hosted right here on campus. Last year, we hosted 25 unique hiring events. These ranged from large-scale career fairs to industry and major-specific expos, ensuring our students had ample opportunities to connect with organizations eager to hire our talented students. We also collaborate with community and employer partners to host smaller, more intimate events. These events allow students to meet one-on-one with organizations, creating valuable networking opportunities that often lead to mentorships and job offers. So no matter where a student is in their academic journey, they have access to personalized coaching, practical resources, and real-world opportunities. Together, these experiences help students build confidence, clarify their goals, and take meaningful steps towards their future careers. U Career Success is here to help every student prepare for what comes next.
Thank you, Denise. Appreciate that. And thank you to all of the presenters today for their presentations. Now we would like to answer some of the questions about tuition from the audience today. If you'd like to ask a question, and you could please enter it into the webinar Q&A, and we will take those as we have time to do so. We have received one question here. Will U Online tuition also be rising? Perhaps you can address that, Kimmy, if you have that information.
For the programs, the specific programs mentioned, and for the general increase, yes, it will, based on those percentages. Again, we'll be finalizing our final submissions within that range over the next few weeks as we go through after the legislative session closes.
Thank you. Any other questions? I'm not able to answer anything verbally, so if you have a question, if you could please put it in the Q&A. Here we go. We have another one. There was mention about mental health services offered to students. How many visits are included with their cost of tuition?
At the University Counseling Center, there is no longer a limit. We eliminated the limit a few years ago, but I know that that is a narrative that persists. There's no limit of sessions. It is determined between the provider and the student as what is most appropriate.
Thank you, Lori. All right, we have another question. How is the tuition increase expected to affect student enrollment? Paul, I don't know if you want to.
I expect that the trajectory we have been on to continue. The University of Utah brand is still very attractive to students, and the outcomes that you heard about in today's presentation are pretty compelling. So I'm expecting our growth to continue.
Thank you, Paul.
I'm also happy to answer the question on IT student services.
Thank you.
And Alex Rose, you can jump in as well. There will be a formal recommendation from the committee that goes forward to discuss what parts of the computing fee that there's a recommendation for. Some of those details will be released in the final recommendation, but there isn't any distinctive services that are looking to be cut. It's an overall budget cut.
Yeah, just to add on to that, there was no intention for any part of the computer fees operations to be cut or their services. It's more just because of other revenue streams as well that's what will be funding those services and not as much from the student fee.
Thank you. We also had a question, what is the approximate WUE tuition?
Paul, that would be for you. What is the WUE tuition?
150% of in-state tuition.
Thank you. Have any other questions? I think we've offered answered all of them that are in the Q&A right now. So, not seeing any other additional questions, so I want to thank everyone again for joining us today for this presentation of the Truth in Tuition webinar for the University of Utah. With that, our 2026 hearing is complete. We will be posting the video and the presentation from today's hearing at the U, so members of our campus community can watch and review it in the future. So again, thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you all have an excellent day.